Selena. It's a bad baby. Oak Cliff girl. Can't make you change my world. Damn, you're so fine, girl. Oak Cliff girl. Put them heels on and rule my
Welcome to
world.
Selena's Couch, where you are welcome to be free to be yourself. So you can lay your head on my couch, on my pillows.
It's all good. We can do whatever we wanna do now. I'm in my bag right now, and I got a feeling, babe. Yeah, you gon' be my number one lover. Spend the night making love to each other, with the lights on top of the covers. Just me and you, babe. And I feel like you're my
Love you to Reese's Pieces.
Get you a word. Nana nana boo boo.
Hey y'all, I hope everybody is doing well today. Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. I am finishing taking a shower. I just finished exercising. So now I am kind of fixing my bed a little bit and got you guys on my earpods. Hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to Selena's Couch. Those who come in, I hope that you like, share, and subscribe. If there's something that I say can be encouraging and insightful or informative, whatever. Hope your day is going well. Hope everybody is having a pretty good day. I'm just learning each and every day to be thankful each and every day that I wake up, have another chance to do the right thing, another chance to enjoy my life and capture each moment. So how's everybody? Hey, Pinky Pink. Hey, beautiful. How are you? You just have a beautiful gift. I was looking at your picture. You have a very beautiful gift of making other people beautiful. That is so I wish, that's so interesting how people are gifted and talented in different areas. And actually, whatever you're gifted in, whatever your talent is to help other people. And I know you make other people feel and look beautiful. So shout out to you, Pinky Pink, for using the gift that God gave you, the talent that you have. Um, I always, lately, I've just been learning not to live my life wastefully. Um, I don't even know if that, not to be wasteful with my talents and my gifts that God gave me. Not to be, just one of those people just be going through life all, not thinking about nothing, just not thinking about my life and what impact I have on other people's life. I've been trying to work on that and quit being so selfish. Hey, CC. See, you have always been a giver. You have everybody has their ways. Nobody's perfect, but CC is one of those givers. She's one of those genuine, true friends. Anybody that has CC as a friend is blessed. Shout out to you, CC. Always support me, even though I know you like the drama. What's up, Curtis? CC likes the drama, but she supports her friend. So shout out to you. Curtis, how are you? I missed you, boy. Where you been? I used to clown with you in the chats all the time. Me and Curtis be clowning in the chat. Curtis, you could be a comedian. You're funny. You and a couple of others are pretty funny around here. I gotta say I enjoy your comic relief. Shout out to you. I haven't seen you in a while, but I know maybe you've been in the bushes. Um, or you just been taking a break. I don't know where that came from. YouTube decided to come on. Um, I know you probably been taking a break, and at times you should. I take my little. You've been handling some business. I've been handling business. These clowns still miserable. Yeah, they still doing the same old. But that's that's YouTube for you. I just know with me, I'm learning to just move the way I want to move. So people don't like it. People want to unsub. People want to. I would say their opinions about me change because I support people that they don't like. That's on them. A lot of times people that I like support people that I don't like. But it is what it is. But like I said, one thing I have learned in the few years that I've been living is people are fickle. Only rarely will you meet people that will stand on something that are consistent. So I just deal with the people that deal with me, and those that don't deal with me, sayonara. Um, don't let the doorknob hit you where the good Lord split you. I'm real. Um, I'm a person. I have learned to let people go and go on about their way. Because one thing about it, I'm gonna be me, and I'm not gonna let nobody stop me from being me. And if you don't like me being me, then that's on you. That ain't got nothing to do with me. That's your business and not mine. See, when you get older, yeah, the right. See, when you get older, you start doing things not for other people. You start doing things for you. So when people decide they want to start acting funny and they don't like you because you don't like this person or you rock with this person when they can rock with whomever they want to and choose to rock with, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Um, it's some opinions about some things I will never share because I know because of the environment that I am in, uh, number one, it won't be appreciated, it'll be demonized. And you have so many immature people, they don't know how to take constructive criticism. They run from it. Hey X, how are you? Hey Randy, good to see you. Randy, my little opinionated. He's so opinionated, but he is really. I like that. I'm just gonna try to go down the list on the people that have continuously come in my chat. I'm gonna go down the list and just tell you how much I appreciate you. Randy's very opinionated, but one thing about Randy, he doesn't care. He's a drummer to his own beat. He does his own thing. He don't care if it's in the popular opinion or not. And I can really respect people like that. If more people was like that, uh, it would be people that would actually have their own minds instead of going by what the group thinks. And Randy coming here, whether it's popular or not, he gonna say what he want to say. So I'm pretty sure he does that in real life. Hey, Answer, how are you? Thank you, X. I really appreciate you for coming through. I hope that you enjoy my content. And if there's anything that you would like to maybe suggest to me about different topics, just feel free to put that in my comment section. And eventually I'll get around to it and I'll see about going over it. I will have my buddy, my bro, Brainwaves come on. I don't know if you guys are into paranormal investigations, but that's another little thing of mine that I'm kind of interested in. Now I try not to get too far into it because then that gets a little dark, that demonic stuff. And I don't know about y'all, but I believe demons and angels is real. So I don't play with a lot of stuff, but I do like looking at some of those shows and seeing, what what it's about. And so I don't know if y'all heard about that Annabelle doll. I couldn't look at the movie or the other movie. I forgot these paranormal investigators. They were husband and wife. They are a Caucasian couple, and they were going around different places that had hauntings, or people that had situations in their homes, and they're trying to figure out what the hell is going on. This was like I think starting back in the 70s, and they will go around to different people and try to do like exorcisms and stuff like that to people's homes and stuff, because they had a lot of stuff going on, honey. So I'm gonna be talking about that probably this week. Hey, Deborah. I'm gonna be talking about that this week. Um, and everything. And I'm gonna have him on here because he's well versed in the paranormal activities and all of that. Now I know some things because I have did some research on some things. So, and I know a little bit. I know a lot about it, but he's a lot well versed because he was on that side. Doing a lot of the spiritual practices that he no longer does, of the I think like the tarot card readings, psychic readings, mediums, and things like that. So I'm gonna have him on my platform, and he's gonna give us some insight on that because I like dealing with people that they used to deal with it and they no longer deal with it, but they inform people about what it really is. They really know what the hell is going on. You said anyway, that's another topic. Okay, let me go back and look. What you say? I'm thinking about starting a channel about the postal sector life as a mailman. Well, the answer, pray about it. All I can tell you is to pray about it. You seem like you're an intelligent young man. You seem like you have a lot to offer, like you have a powerful voice, especially with mentoring young men. Um, I will pray about it. I ain't gonna lie to you, especially in this sector. I do not want to discourage anyone, but I do want you to understand the reality of what comes with having a channel in the sector. Uh, and I don't know what's going on my phone. But hold on, just a minute. 309. Lord, I don't want to encourage. Discourage you, but I do want you to understand that you're gonna run into some situations on here because a lot of times people are like crabs in the barrel. You know what I'm saying? In this sector, and just I'm gonna just say, so you're gonna be running into a lot of different challenges, and sometimes you gotta count the cost. Is it worth it? You know what I'm saying? To even do that, especially in this sector. If you do, I would suggest that you just do it, and tell a few people that you would like to tell about your channel. But as a whole of, I just, me personally, I would go with caution. I'm just going to be honest with you. Just like I was telling you about, going on panels and stuff. When you do that, you are setting yourself up. Look, listen, everybody that you try to help don't want your help. You understand? So you sometimes we throw our pearls before the swine. Hey, SBK. Hey, Ryan. Hey, 309. I appreciate you. Shout out to Pennsylvania. So I hope you understand that the answer. I don't know if you're still in here. Uh, but I really would kind of pray about that. Spirits are real. That's all I want to say. I'm not into that stuff. Oh, okay. Well, I understand. Everybody's not into that stuff. Oh, I'm listening to you all the way. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, but I don't want to discourage anyone. I think if that's on your heart to do, if you feel like you will be more of a blessing to people than the problems, because a lot of people start off good. Uh, I'm gonna just say in this sector, a lot of people start off good, but they don't end that way. So, and it's because of trying to get a name for themselves, you know, money, views, um, you know, um, cash apps or whatever. So I would say be cautious. Um, but if you were to do it, I would do it and create my own algorithm and only take a few people with you. That's all I can tell you. So and I'm not trying to discourage nobody. You said anyway, guys, speaking of a coworker and our work, I just got promoted at Amazon after 9 months, starting on the 27th of this month. Also, I'm here listening to Selena talk. This my day off. This for oh Lord, I don't even Randy crazy. You said stay away from far, or stay far away from. I think that's what you're saying. That as much as I can. I'm not into that stuff either. Yeah. Yeah. Some sick people out here, they're tampering with stuff. They're pushing at the temp with they should have left down right where they yeah, they should have when you're dealing with certain things, whether it's on social media or whatever, you just have to be careful about what you involve yourself into because You know, I always say when I started out, I wish I had somebody that I trusted that mean me well, that would actually give me kind of the ropes of what to do and what not to do, how to engage and what not to engage in, who to engage with and who not to engage with. Just kind of give me a blueprint. Oh, okay, yeah, because I know I kind of understand what you were saying, but I guess you was typing so fast and then I sound like I'm retarded because I'm reading it now. So, but it's all right, Randy. I got you. But yeah, I always say heed with caution, and everything, and especially like I said when I'm gonna be talking about today with not today but this week with my bro Brainwaves, we're gonna be going over that Annabelle situation because this guy was I think 54. He was a healthy veteran, honey, and when the coroner they can't come up with an excuse, they can't come up with anything like, oh, he had a bad heart, or he had a stroke. When they can't give you a true, to me, when they observe, examine the body, and they can't give you a real reason besides, oh, he just had a heart attack. Most of the time, it's something else. And like I said, when he was in there with that doll, two things I know. One thing, that these owners that had the doll, that was those two, the male and the female, they were husband and wife, they were Caucasian couple, and they had the doll. They took it from the girl that was the nurse student that got the doll as a gift. And they told everybody, don't touch that doll and don't move that doll. That was the two warnings and rules that they had for that. Thank you, Lily. I appreciate you. Those were the two warnings that they had for that doll, Annabelle. And them people, and so Dan Rivera, I think that's his name. He decided he was gonna move that doll, and they found the next morning they found him on that ground dead. You know what I'm saying? And they ruled it as a heart attack, but they really can't explain it. And one of the forensic people was saying, well, sometimes when you believe in something and then fear takes place, it can induce a heart attack. So, that could have been it too. I'm not sure, but God rest his soul. But you should heed to warning. Just like when your mama tell you don't do this or your daddy tell you don't do this and you go do it and then you end up in a bad situation where you've been warned but you decided I'm gonna do what I want to do anyway, and then you find out, you know, that doing it your own way will cause cause you to be in a world full of trouble. And so he lost his life, touching the doll, moving the doll, and then they woke up in the next morning, he on the ground, dead, you know. So God rest his soul. My prayers and condolences goes out to his family. The same with Michael Jamal Warner. He wasn't one of my kids' crush, teenage crush or whatever. Like I said, he was way older when I was coming up, but I still watched the Cosby Show, the reruns, and I think that Cosby Show stopped in the 1990s, so I was a very little girl when that came, when that was about to end. The show was about to end, but um, it's unfortunate that he was caught up in a current as he was swimming, and he ended up, drowning. Bless his heart, you know what I'm saying? And some people are saying that it could have been a sacrifice. Everybody want to go to the sacrifice, but some of this stuff, like I said, it can be real, or it just was an unfortunate accident. And he stood up, and so he was enjoying his life, taking a swim. I think it was in Mexico, but don't quote me on that, but I'm not for sure, but he was somewhere where the ocean was, and he was swimming and got caught up in that current. Bless his heart. And very nice looking man, black man, and he ended up leaving his wife and his one daughter. I thought he was single because I never heard about him having a wife or child, but he was married. He left his wife and he left his daughter behind. So you say, "Hey, Bama, how are you? I haven't seen you in a minute. Your young self." Well, I'm young at heart as well. But yeah, I remember when I was a kid, at night. I don't forgot what day it would come on. We would watch it in the evening. Me and cause my grandparents liked that too. The Cosby Show. They didn't really like anything besides westerns and Wheel of Fortune. So when the Cosby Show would come on, even my grandparents would watch it. They enjoyed it, and because Bill Cosby, he was so crazy, and Theo was the only boy, and all those girls. And so I think I was yeah, I'm a little younger than Rudy. So uh but Rudy was something. I was like, oh, I wish I was Rudy, back in the day when Cosby Show used to come on. It was a show back then. And the other one was, what was that one? Different World. I used to watch that too as a kid. Didn't know what the hell that some of that stuff, but some of that I knew, I understood. But Different World and the Cosby Show, because they used to come on back to back. I forgot what day it would come on in the evening times, but anyway, just like I used to watch Fresh Prince of Bel Air and what's that other show I used to watch? Fresh Prince of Bel Air and Blossom back then, So those were shows back in the day. They don't make shows like that no more, and they really don't. I miss those days back in the early '90s and early 2000s when I was growing up. Man, if I could just go back, if I had a time machine, man. 'Cause now everything is so dangerous. Everything is so weird. They got this doll out. Hey, Natron. He and his music. He had music too. You said my theory is not saying all of them, but some of these celebrities be getting sacrificed. Tupac talked about it a lot before he died. Even in his interviews, Tupac used to give little hints in his music. Yeah, he Tupac knew about it, and Tupac also knew that his time was short. Even Biggie knew because in his songs, that's what they do. I like the adult conversations, real talk. I'm in my 40s. I have no time for fuckery and nonsense. Amen to that. All Philadelphia, Will Smith and Bill Cosby. Will Smith from Overbrook, Bill Cosby from North of Philly, Richard Allen Projects. Oh, okay. All of these people. The 90s was a time that I was running around out there on them streets like crazy, going from woman to woman. Yeah, Different World was a spinoff. Yeah, that was man. I used to love Whitney. I thought she was so cute. I used to want to be the rich girl with the. But anyway, you know how that go. These are just characters. And then Jada Pickett got her start off of there too. Jada Pickett Smith. Hey, Natron. But yeah, the 90s and the early 2000s, the music was even good. Nelly, Juvenile, all them people, boy, that they used to be my back in the day. Hot Boys. Oh, God. If I could just go back, I would do so many things differently. I'm sorry. I can't say I don't have any regrets, but man, there's some stuff I'd be like, "Dang, if I took the opportunity, I would be probably doing this and doing that and doing this and doing that, or having this and having that." But I'm living my life now, so that's all that matters. Some people never get it, and that's unfortunate. Um, but yeah, I'm going from subject to subject. Like I said, let me put my that's an effect, days in effect. I'm trying to remember. Do I know? I think I might know. I have to. I can't think of what song did they sing? What song did they sing? 309. I can't remember that. You said, oh yeah, landlines. I had a land. Yeah, I remember back in the day. I had a landline. I had my own phone with my own line. My daddy bought. My daddy got me my own phone with my own line back in the day. And then they had those fat cell phones ugh, and what else they had back then? Them flip phones. I have my uncle and aunt. They still had a flip phone. Bless their heart. They haven't moved on. So, but yeah, I used to say, oh, back in the day, but you just have to do the best of what you have. You know. But back to what I was saying, I put the link in the chat if anybody wants to come up. This is Selena's couch. You know me. I'll start talking about stuff that have nothing to do with anything. But Selena's couch is for random topics, conversations. Uh, you say I can't remember. Thank you, Chill. I appreciate you. Chill always come through. Shout out to you. Shout out to Chill up in the house. Chill, you're gonna have to tell me when you go live because for whatever reason, and put your link in the chat. Whatever reason, I don't get your notifications, and I'm not understanding why. I don't know if it's because you're not in the algorithm or what, but if you can let me know the next time you go live, I would really appreciate it. So I want to support you. She'll always come through, very gracious person. Okay, 309. Hi, how are you?
How are you doing today? Yep.
Just shout out to you. Thank you for popping through.
I'm just going to stay on here just for a little bit. See what you talking about with that Dow. People tamper around with stuff, and stuff's supposed to be left there right where it's at. Stop. People need to stop doing that. You know what I'm saying? He might
Yes,
as well bought
indeed.
himself a Omeg. He might as well bought himself a Omeg 12 shotgun and shot himself.
Well, unfortunately, the Bible do say do not deal with what is that scripture where it says something about do not deal with or touch on unclean things, so
Right,
profane things or something. So I got to go back and find that scripture. But it's fortunately, like I say, when we are warned for a reason. You know what I'm
right.
saying? We are
And
warned
people
for a reason.
and people need to take heed to warnings. When people don't take heed from warnings, I get away from those type of people.
Right.
You know, I got to stay away from them. They can mess up your situation with your finance and all that. I already been through all that. I'm not trying to do no more encores.
That's why I tell you, men, y'all, and women, of course, we have to watch out, but men have to be very careful because now it's a lot of women that are getting into different practices that you might not agree or believe in. And some of those practices could be detrimental to you and your spiritual growth. So you have to be careful who you be interacting with and sleeping with and thinking just because they got a fat booty that they are, just normal women. Some of these women have
Yeah.
some things going on that they're dealing with. And,
Oh, trust.
oh, go ahead.
Oh, trust me, I know they do. I just stay to myself to stay away from things and stay in my business and building up my other business and just completely stay out the way. Like that Fourth of July weekend, I stayed in and had me 2 bottles of vodka, and I knew all the stuff that was going to happen here in Philadelphia. Kind of knew something was going to go down, and 45 people get shot, and a lot of people got killed.
Oh,
And that
really? In
tra-
Philadelphia?
yeah, and that trash strike was going down at the same time too. We had District 33 had a trash strike on that weekend and everything. So all the trash piled up all the streets.
Yeah, I heard about that. Hey, Hungry Gemini, thank you for coming through. Yeah, I heard about that because I have a subscriber, a supporter of mine that comes through. She from Philly, and she was telling me that they had that situation with the mayor
Yeah,
and
yeah,
all of
Mayor.
that.
Yep. And
I'm
and the
like,
president. But guess what? They were still making while the other workers striking. The union president was still getting paid, and the mayor was still getting paid.
"Mm, greed is everywhere, huh?
hmm
All it is. It's
Pretty
greed.
much. So I don't want to say a lot on your channel because the stuff I say could be detrimental. So I want to get. I'm gonna get off of here right now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, one day we could talk behind the scenes behind it about it. All right.
Hey, Reggie. Well, and this is, you are always free to come up, and if it's something that is maybe a little too I would say too much information that might get my channel in something, in some trouble, I'll stop you. But I don't really do any talking behind the scenes anymore. I just kind of cut that out. I'm very limited to that. But
Yeah, there's a
I
lot of weirdos
yeah,
out here. So on this internet, you have to be ultra very careful and ultra careful with your spirit. That's what you got
very.
to be. You know,
So,
I had a lot of
yeah.
things that happened on me. Can you imagine being on a chopping block online and offline and on the streets and have so many situations going out, the streets after you, and not just at the streets after you, but people online trying to come for your head and trying to connect with people that want to come at you, but they don't agree with what they agree with. Can you imagine going through a situation? I went through those
Oh, oh,
situations in the
oh,
beginning of the
definitely.
internet.
I definitely can. I can imagine people coming at you all left and right. You try to figure out what the hell, how did I get in this BS? You know what I'm saying? And so
In your
I
past,
know. Yeah.
in your past coming down on you at the same time.
Well, I ain't really had no past, or nobody know my past, but unless I tell you, but people will make up stuff on you. That's for damn sure. They will make up stuff on you, and it is what it is. But what I take accountability for is who I interact with. That's why I'm very cautious of now the people that I interact with behind the scenes, and I make it very limited and very small. I learned from a friend of mine not to be so accessible to people. That's a bad idea. Um,
Yes, it is.
if you do it in real life, if you know, I'm very private, even though I have a social life, but I also I'm very selective. So hey, really, so just like I'm selective in real life, I gotta maintain that on social media as well. It's never good to really be so transparent where you let everybody know what's going on in your life. That's not a good idea. Um,
Exactly.
mhm. So
Once you
I
go
am
ahead, pull that. Once you go ahead,
just,
pull that scripture up before I go. I want to hear what you see. See you read that scripture that you wanted to read before.
I would have to do it. Have to get out. I'm on my phone. I'm not on my laptop. So I would have
Oh,
to,
okay.
I would have to do that. But when Brainwaves comes on my platform, when we do the live, I'm gonna go over it though. I am
Okay.
gonna go over it. So
I'm,
make sure you subscribe to me and press the notification button so you'll know when
I
I go
got you.
live and I cover that. Okay.
Okay, I make
Thank
sure
you.
because YouTube they go ahead and switch up. All right, X me
I
out of here.
appreciate you. Thank you so much.
You welcome, Selena. Bye.
Bye. Hi, Ron. Hi, Ron D. How are you? Thank you for coming through and hanging out with me for a little bit. Like I said, this is not a big crowd. This is more of an intimate crowd, especially when you have backed away from the drama and you just trying to just live in peace. Over here by my little lonesome self over here in the island over here. You know, when I talk about, I'm trying to figure out something that would get people excited, but then I think about what sector I'm, associate with, and I figure, oh well, I'm in the wrong sector anyway. So, but yeah, I was just talking about how things that happen in this life, like the spiritual things that happen, like with the guy that had the Annabelle doll, and I was talking about Malcolm Jamal Warner, his death, and how how you could be living your life, enjoying your life, and I'm pretty sure maybe he was on vacation. And forgive me for the water running, but he was probably on vacation or something like that, and he was in the pool swimming, enjoying himself, and how life is so fleeting. He and then I talking about how that guy that was dealing with that Annabelle doll, and he was told not to. He was told not to touch it, and he was told not to move it, and he did. Hey, Scorpio, mama, and he did move it, and that ended up causing his life. And he now the coroners, they're saying it was a heart attack because they cannot explain why this healthy 54-year-old former veteran just dropped dead. And he did it, and he dropped dead in in the uh in the place where the doll was. So I'm gonna have Brainwaves come on my platform, and we're gonna talk a little bit about it because he has a great spiritual background as well as historical. He's very historical in his research as well. My God, I had to take this garbage out. This trash stinks. Sorry, but anyway, but yeah, he is going to be he's going to be coming on here this week. And also, guys, check out Thursday because, like I said, I'm having my cousin on, hopefully, if nothing changes, because she's a very busy woman. I'm going to have her, one of my cousins that's in criminal justice and law enforcement. She will be coming um, on Thursday, and I'll be interviewing her on my platform, and you get to see how what stock I come from. Her grandfather and my grandfather were brothers. I think it was 12 boys and two girls. So she is one of my grandfather's brother. I don't know what number he is, but he's um she is going to be on my platform, hopefully, God willing, on Thursday. You'll get to see her story on how she became, what made her want to become a attorney, a criminal attorney, and then go into being a judge. So, so that's something that's going to be interesting for those who are interested. You know, some people say that I do pretty good interviews, so I wanted to interview somebody that I was related to and see how that just kind of introduce you to her. That sad way to go living life, and all of a sudden, yeah, right, realist. Scorpio mama, I hope you're doing well. He said, I wish we can pick numbers and have a raffle to give out memberships, Selena Queen. I would be down to gift memberships to the audience. Me and you have to raffle and pick names. You can do that. I think it's on there where you can give memberships. Is that what you're asking? I'm not sure. Um, if you want to give someone memberships, you can do that, and it gives it to whomever. I don't know if these people are still subscribed or what, because some of these folks that have memberships, I'm like, I don't even know if they really support me or not, but I digress. Um, I just maybe I talk too much, but you it goes to whomever um you know has a member, is already a subscriber, I think, but I'm not for sure how it goes. I've never been gifted a membership. I don't know how it goes, but it is what it is. But if you want to do that, I would really appreciate you. Um, look at me, I'm trying to cook something. I would really appreciate you, Randy. But if you look up that icon where it says, buy super chat membership, gift membership, it'll tell you right there, but I'm not sure. But so I'm doing without boo. What's going on, that Scorpio? You said yes, goddess. You do great interviews. You're top five. I wish I really do. Thank you. Thank you for coming up 309. You say, yo, Selena, if you're into tech, you can talk about that. I'm not into tech, but I do know some people that are into it, so I can maybe have them on. But I'm definitely not into it. I'll be well more advanced than I am now when it comes to this internet stuff. But some of the times I just don't have time, and really it's about making time. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I am a lazy content creator, not one of those people that make time. Because it's not my full time job, so I don't make time to, and I need to. I had all summer to do it, but got a little preoccupied with other things, and I just wanted to recuperate from the hellified school year that I had. So I really just didn't even want to do anything. And then um, got caught up in some YouTube drama that kind of drained the hell out of me because I'm like, what the hell? So, what the helly? I really didn't. I'm just like, yo, I'm just trying to stay clear, and stay to myself, and do me, boo. All I'm trying to do. So yes, indeed. I like I said, sometimes I just like, yo, I'm just glad I'm in the land of living. I hadn't jumped off the cliff. I haven't committed homicide, and yeah, I'm just taking one day at a time, honey. As old as it's like I'm sounding like my grandmother, or older people. I'm just taking one day at a time. Yes, 309. What's good?
You don't have to put me back on. I'm just
Hello.
leaving my email with you in the back chat.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Thank
That's what
you.
I'm just leaving right there. Just send me. You can send me a message whenever you want to send me a message. But I was talking about the tech things. So I want to explain some things with you about it. That's all I want to do. You know what I mean? And sometimes I like to do
Uh,
that on my channel and show little videos and do little stuff and getting a couple of nice little extra phones and stuff like that that are pretty reachable and still give you the same thing as professional top notch phones. That's it.
oh, okay. Do you have a channel, you said?
Yeah, I have the channel here, 309 Technology.
Okay. If one of my mods is still in here, I don't know if any of my mods is still in here. Can y'all please put 309 channel in the chat and so I can subscribe
But that's still
to
real
him as
life
well.
stuff that happens up here too, and everyday stuff. I just don't talk it a lot. Only meant for certain people to talk about. I just don't. I'm a person that
Okay.
likes to just have fun with things. That's about it. I don't like to,
Okay.
and I,
Okay.
don't, I mean, now I may go wild on Wild's channel and all that, but yours, I'm not going to do that. I don't have that type of feel about that with you. It's
Right.
calm,
Right.
cool, and
Right.
collected.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, well, I appreciate you, 309. And like I said, I guess I don't have any mods in the chat. And I don't know how to make anybody a mod on this StreamYard. I think I can do it on the channel. But thank
You
you,
want me to
Ron.
put it in there?
Yeah, just put it not in the private chat, but put in the
I try to put it in your chat, but then it's not because I'm not a mod.
yeah, just put your handle name. When you put your handle name in there, then it should come up. Okay? You said 309. Also, why don't you have a membership? Well, Randy, he just subscribed today, Randy. So you gotta let people see if they even like the content in order for them to be a membership. But shout out to Randy in 309. But put your can you put your handle name in the chat?
Let me
You
try
can
to
put
do
your
that
okay, yeah, try to put your handle name in there and
because I can't
you
comment
know.
when I'm on here with you. It says join the
Oh,
chat,
okay.
but what it does, it sends me back. It says,
Okay,
let
so
me see.
I'm gonna let go ahead and get down and then put it in the chat then that way, okay?
Okay, that'll work. All right, click me
All
off.
right.
There's too
Be
much going
blessed.
on my phone.
Right. I got you, homeboy. All right. So yeah, Randy the bodyguard. That's why I'm gonna start calling you bodyguard. Shoot, I might need to make you make you a mod. So, like I said, I can't do it while I'm on the stream yard. I would have to do it on my laptop. But like I said, I'm not talking about too much today. I'm just like I said, I'm about to just get out and just do some. I got some errands to do. You said you should have a membership. You promoting a page. Also, mods should have a memberships to remain a mod. Let me stop, Selena's. Randy, yes and no. I get what you're saying too. But I don't know about you, but I know sometimes like everybody's finances is pretty much spread it. You know what I'm saying? Now, some people, thank you so much, 309. I'm gonna look for your I'm gonna look for your okay, I guess I just oh, there Miss B.
Hey girl,
Hey
I done
Miss
dropped my
B,
damn phone. Lord have mercy. Hey,
how are
I'm on break.
you?
I seen you live. I said, okay, I'm gonna come and say hey to my girl. I don't know how long you been on here. I just
Yeah,
now coming up.
Girl, I ain't talking about nothing. I was just talking about the Annabelle doll, the guy that had passed, and
Boy,
I'm gonna do a live stream. Yeah, I'm gonna do a live stream on that with my bro Brainwaves. He's really into this paranormal kind of. He has a spiritual. How can I say this? He was kind of in the occultic at one point, and so he's going to be coming on my platform talking about the significance of, the spirit world and all of that kind of stuff. So I'm going to be talking about that pretty soon. And then the other thing that I was talking about was Michael, I'm sorry, not Michael, Malcolm Jamal Warner,
rest
and
in
how
peace.
he was enjoying, yeah, he was enjoying his life and how his life, just went away,
That's a shame.
and
There
it,
was
and it,
another
he,
story
it
about
is
about a guy. I forget where was that. I seen it on the news. He was out with his family on vacation, and he seen another family like struggling in the water. So I guess he went out there to save them, but he used all his strength on them, and got swept away in that rip current. And his kids and wife had to see that happen.
right,
That's sad.
right. And see, I know two stories that have happened to me. I had my cousin's husband's friend. Him and his father went to Galveston last year, and as they went to Galveston, they ended up getting into the ocean and stuff. And the father got swept away by the current, and he tried to save his father, but his father was just too far off and died. He drowned. And
That's
then
sad.
the other situation that happened in Galveston was with a young boy 2 years ago. My nephew that grew up with me, he was a coach at a middle school, and the little boy went down there with his family to Galveston. And he got in the ocean. He was very good. He was a good swimmer, but he ended up getting also, swept away by a current and he drowned. He was what, 15 years old. You know what I'm saying? So this stuff is not nothing to play with. I suggest that anybody, I don't care if you are a good swimmer or what, you should have a life jacket on,
I'm
or
starting to think they
something
should be
because
stricter with the laws about people going swimming after the of them going swimming after the
okay.
hours of when the lifeguards are there. Because some people like to go swimming when the lifeguards aren't there. And even
Hmm.
though it would be corny if they did pass a law like that, they might should. Don't you can't go swimming nowhere if
Yeah,
there ain't no lifeguard there.
some of these folks think, oh, I can handle it until they can't. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, you ain't gonna see me. I'm gonna get my legs in the water, but I'm not gonna go too far into that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not getting in that. Or if I do, I'm gonna have a life jacket on. I'm not going out there in some of those floaty arms. Those things with the kids used to have
Hmm.
floating. I know I had some of them. I'm gonna be looking crazy, but I'm gonna be safe. I'm not going out there.
I'll be worried about
I'm
what's
not
in
trying
the
to die.
water. All these natural
Hey,
disasters we
them
done had that
jellyfish.
shook some stuff up. I'm not trying to get in. I don't know what's in there, and I'm not trying to find out.
Right. And they were talking oh yeah, 309 said jellyfish and stingrays. That
Mm-mm.
guy that I used to watch years ago when I was a kid, it was on the Animal Planet. And it was this guy named I don't know, he died of a stingray accident. He ended up getting
Oh
stung by one. I
yeah,
forgot his
Steve
name.
Irvin, rest in peace.
That I
Rest in peace.
Steve Irvin, that's his name. Hey Don, how are you? And yeah, Steve Irvin. I used to watch that back when I was a kid and said, "Oh my God, he died of a stingray, and he was, one of those avid swimmers. He was he dealt with wildlife. He knew how to handle
Crocodiles and
wildlife, but
everything.
honey,
You deal
yeah,
with
but
crocodiles
honey,
your whole
he
life
ended
just to
up.
get taken out by a stingray.
Hey, I would think it'd be a crocodile. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But
and really what
anyway,
happened was he panicked. He panicked. If he would have never pulled that thing out and waited for the medics, I think he would have made it. But just like some people, like, if they get stabbed, like your first thought is like, oh, let me take this thing out, and then you bleed to death. He panicked, and that's just sad.
That's probably what happened then.
Yeah, he
So he
panicked.
panicked and then he ended up going in cardiac arrest or something,
I'm
or
thinking
he bled
I
out.
think the stingray got him in the chest or somewhere where they got him, and he panicked and took it out. And once you take it out, there's nothing there to clog it from bleeding a bunch. You know, don't quote me, but I believe if I'm not mistaken, that's
Oh,
what happened. But his kids did a good job of keeping his legacy going. His son is doing his thing. It's really dope. I feel
yeah,
bad. The
his
wife is
son.
doing his third thing too, keeping his legacy alive.
Yeah, I see that, and that's why his son looks just like him. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? His son looks just like him. I think his daughter got married and had a child. He said, really said, I don't even believe in playing with the water. Yeah, I know they used to say most black people they stay away from that water, but I, like I said, I don't. I believe people should enjoy their life and not live in fear. But I think you should take also safety precautions. I don't care how great of a swimmer you are. Even the greatest of swimmers can die. Um, and like I was saying, how. But I say, if you're going to do something, make sure. I would just say at least people when I don't even say that because that's insensitive. Because I was about to say enjoy it, and then if you are to die, at least you can say you enjoy it. But that's not even a good thing to say. But
But it's true though,
I
because you know how
just
many people die miserable.
yeah, yeah, it is some people that die
Some people
miserable
are just
too.
purely
Uh-huh.
just existing, and that's sad. Like even with the people that
Yeah,
felt the need to go in that submarine to go and check out Titanic and shit, I'm sure when they got in there, they didn't think that thing was gonna explode from the pressure, and that's a scary
right.
situation to be in. But I don't know. Some people do stuff for sport or for fun that I just can't. Like I'm not climbing no mountains. I'm not doing no crazy skiing. I don't want nothing that can result in a injury or a death. And that might make me corny, but I'm not doing certain stuff. Uh, Bungee jumping shouldn't even be legal. People be jumping out of planes and shit that are not in the military. They do all type of stuff for fun, and that ain't fun to me.
Right, right,
And that might just make me whack.
right,
I'm not sure.
right. Child, you talking about I would be pissing all over myself.
Yeah,
But
I'll be whacked.
I do feel like, to an extent, if it makes you happy to do those type of things, and if you were to die, then you have done what you wanted to do, the very thing you wanted to do. And so if you were to pass on, I don't know. I'm assuming maybe that person wouldn't have any regrets, or maybe they would. I don't know. But I
I just
always
hope
feel
they
like
got good
whatever you
insurance
do
so
in
their
life,
family be straight.
yeah,
Like
yeah, that
some
would
people
be
are
the
avid
issue.
surfers. I've seen stuff where people that are avid surfers have encountered shark attacks, made it, and still going out there to swim, even with one leg or one arm, or even if that's not the case, they like, I'm gonna get back out there. Okay, all right,
And I'm
because
telling you, I'm telling,
I'm good.
I'm telling you. That's why I just say, "Good God be with you." But there is some things that I will try, just because it is not normal for me to do. Just because I want to do it, and what I mean by that, what is that thing that I think is it called zip lining? I want to do
Yeah.
that. When I do want to do that, I think that is fun. Um, I enjoy some of the what do you call those when you're on those bikes and you're driving? I forgot, it's a motorbikes or something like that.
Oh yeah,
I
like
think
little
I would like
mopeds.
something like that. Uh-huh. I think I would like something like that. I
You
enjoy
just gotta
doing,
live your life
trying
because you
stuff
can
like
die.
that.
You can die from choking on a piece of your favorite lettuce in your favorite salad. Anything can happen. So you really just have to. You just gotta just put it in the Lord's hands because anything can happen. You could get hit by a car looking both ways. That don't mean that the person that hit you ain't gonna floor
Right.
the shit because they not paying attention. Stuff happens, unfortunately.
Right.
But some stuff I like. Okay, for
Yeah.
example, I like roller coaster rides, but I also go down rabbit holes and be researching stuff. But I know I can't look up no roller coaster accidents and stuff like that, or I'm not gonna get on one because it happens more than what you would think. But I like going
I
on roller coasters. except at
I
fairs. I don't go
agree.
on
I
roller
agree.
coasters at fairs and carnivals. I don't trust the carnival and fair roller coasters. I'm gonna go to the like the real theme park and get on it. And even then, it's risky. But I damn sure ain't getting on nobody's carnival or county fair ride. And I don't let my kids get
Right.
on it
Hey,
either. They
Black
be so mad.
Beauty.
They say I'm corny
Well,
because I don't let
honey,
them get on them rides.
yeah, real. It's Final Destination, honey. I was gonna see the last. They put it on Prime, the last the Final Destination movie with Todd. What is that guy name? That played Candyman.
And then he
But
passed
yeah, he passed. Was it
after
this
that
year or
movie. I think.
last year?
I think after I think that's his last movie.
Yeah, he looked pretty sickly to me. Looked like he may have had some kind of issues going on, health issues, because he didn't look the same. He looked very
And that's
skinny.
another thing too. Why
Um,
people scared to do stuff. You you know, you can die tomorrow, not knowing that you something wrong with
mhm.
you. There's a lot of people that's scared to go to the doctors.
Right. Right. It's a lot of people that's scared to go to the doctor, but then the doctor could save your life. That you could be the doctor said if you didn't come today, you would this would have ruptured, you know what I'm saying? And you would have been dead. So
Yup.
hey Blaze, how are you? So like I said, honey, you never know. But I feel like to me, um while you in living, stop being so afraid of death and just live your life the best way you can and
Just use
enjoy
your
it, you know what I'm
discernment. Just
saying?
use
So
your discernment. That's it.
hmm right.
Um,
Yeah, so
Randy said God saves lives, not doctors. That's why I think they got Dr. Sebi out the way, allegedly, because he was trying to show people how you can
well,
take care of yourself holistically without dealing with big pharma. But I ain't even
God
gonna go down there.
God uses doctors. He gives them the knowledge and to do what they're doing. If it wasn't for, God, they wouldn't have the knowledge. But the doctors do have the knowledge to do certain things to save. But of course, God has the final say on what is done and who lives and who don't. So but I do believe that God made people that to give certain people knowledge and give people the understanding of the body and things of that and understanding of medicine. So, but at the end of the day, God has the final say, who
Yep.
lives and who goes.
I do want to
And that's
catch her
just what
live, and
that is.
I wonder if y'all gonna get into the whole tarot card situation people like to do with that. I don't mess with that. And then you got people that do that voodoo, hoodoo, all that other type of stuff, and that's scary. Like I don't know how I feel about that. And I know that that's people's cultures and
Yeah.
everything, so I don't want to offend. That should be a good live. I hope
Well,
I can make it. When are you doing that live?
I'm gonna try to do it tomorrow. I'm gonna see what Brainwave's got going on. I'm gonna call him and see what he got, what's a good day and time. But
I hope he say
the
Thursday.
hoodoo I know. Well, Thursday I'm doing an interview with my cousin, so I'm not gonna be on that type of time. It
Gotcha.
could be either Wednesday or Friday. But I really wanted to talk. Well, the hoodoo I know is folklore magic. It's that and voodoo is a religion to some people. Um, now hoodoo is basically with the air, the fire, they use all of the elements. It's just basic just magic that in herbs and stuff like that. When you hear about these herbalists and stuff like that, more than likely they're into hoodoo because the magic that they use is of the earth. So I was familiar with it because my grandmother told me about the things that with her growing up, what people would do. She wasn't into that, of course. She was a believer, but she knew people that did practice hoodoo in the community because a lot of that comes from the deep south, from like Louisiana, Mississippi,
Mhm.
Georgia, and then it came into Texas, was introduced to some of that. especially if you have ancestry in Louisiana, Georgia, Mississippi, those deep wood areas where they that kind of came from, Carolinas, things like that. So they, it, you know, that she knew about it, like she knew the cycles of the moon. The full moon, she would tell me, there's a lot of spiritual activities that happen around the full moons. And every full moon, because they had, what is that thing that the farmers had? It's something, it's like a manual of the different moons and what day there's going to be a full moon, half moon. I forgot what Amunet. What is that?
Oh, that's
The
cool.
the farmer the Farmer's Almanac. I can't pronounce it. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but it's something like a manual which tells you the different moons phases and stuff. And so when you should plant this, when you shouldn't plant that. Almanac, something like that. The Farmer's Almanac. And anyway, basically, it would be in the grocery stores back in the day. I would say in the 90s, and she would get one of those almanacs. Hey, Tara, and they'll tell you different times where you should plant things and stuff like that. And so every full moon, my grandmother would go outside with her sock of money um, that she would put in her big bosoms because she had really big breasts like me. She would go to the moon and do something, wave it in the air with the moon, and I guess it was supposed to grant her some money. I don't know, but
Like in the movie, Sinners, what would you say? Is that hoodoo that she do?
oh yeah, that was hoodoo
Okay.
because she dealt with hers, plants, things like that. That's hoodoo.
Okay.
That's not voodoo. Voodoo is, like I said, is a religion. That's something that uh, you know, they say come from the African ancestry, with those the African gods. That has nothing to do with hoodoo, who is magic, that's used with herbs and stuff, and to
Okay.
kill to um heal illnesses. And like I said, your grandma was something else. Yeah, she was a little different. But a lot of older people back in the day were very superstitious. Some of this stuff that we do, like, don't what is that? Don't get swept by the broom, like don't get your feet swept by the broom. That
You
is
supposed to spit on it
superstitious.
or
That or
something?
Yeah, something like that. And then put like salt around your house. It protects you from your enemies. I mean, they would use
Look, Selena, I learned
red
about the
brick
salt thing
dust.
from watching that show Supernatural. That used to be my show.
Yeah, so that my grandmother told me about that to keep your enemies away from you. Uh, that's a superstitious thing. That could be hoodoo as well, I guess, a hoodoo practice, or putting brick dust, red brick dust that around your house or your door so your enemies can't step into your room or your house and stuff. Like that is a lot of folklore kind of stuff, superstitious stuff that people were into back in the day. And really, some of our grandparents didn't realize that maybe they were doing hoodoo and didn't even realize that they were doing hoodoo. So you have to be very cautious about this superstitious stuff. And I don't down anybody for what they choose to believe. That's on you, but I will say that I ain't touching none of it. You know what I'm
Me neither.
saying?
I'm good. And I ain't trying to
Selena,
piss nobody off that know how to do it either, because I don't want nobody putting nothing on me.
yeah, Selena, you are Creole. I have some Creole ancestry. So in my ancestors, I have some of that Creole. But I don't practice. I stay far away from stuff that I don't understand. I'm just not into that. So,
I'm not trying to
like I say,
unleash
I don't
nothing.
down nobody else. Yeah, I don't down nobody else if that's what you want to do, but I'm good. I don't get into that. You know what I'm saying? I keep it real simple. If I can't pray it away, You will, I'm just gonna believe God to take care of the situation. I'm move forward. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not getting into no other spiritual activities or rituals. Just not gonna do it. So, and that's just me. You know what I'm saying? You said my mom who was 85. Oh, she 85? Oh, okay.
That's a blessing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she is 85. My grandmother died when she was 85. Yeah. So, yeah,
You
like I
was
said,
riding that horse,
and then I
girl.
had, oh, thank you. So that, I can ride all right.
You had D beside himself. He was touching himself and everything. I said, Lord, what's she doing to that boy?
to, to walk away because I was just like, I was so embarrassed because that kind of caught me off guard because I was like, wait a minute.
Who brought it
I
to his
come up in this,
attention? Because I
it
don't
was,
think he had seen it on his own.
no, I don't think so. He was out and about on his birthday, but he excited and trying. But I think it was it Y, is it DYB or something like that? I can't. It's a subscriber in the chat that always mess with me, and he was like, he brought it to his attention. I was like, yo, I'm gonna kill y'all because like I said, sometimes I don't want people thinking I'm trying to, be an attention whore or anything, because these people will view you like that. But I'm like, I just be chilling, minding my
Well,
business. You know what I'm saying?
when you the shit, it just happens. It is
No,
what it is.
I
It just
don't think
happens.
so. But
I think so. Shit.
I'm just,
Obviously.
I, I'm just being a little old Selena, trying to mind my business. You know what I'm saying? Trying to look. If I had it like that, Miss B, I have all these people in my check. But
That's the
it
Lord
was like
protecting
that.
you. You don't need all them people in your chat.
Yeah,
The fuck? You don't
that's
need all people
true.
in the chat. You the
I
shit. You know you the shit. And other people know
nah,
you the shit too. Otherwise, you know what I mean? Certain conversations wouldn't even be being had. So it's gotta be because you the shit, because you don't
that
do nothing to
part.
nobody. Not that I have
Mind my
seen.
business and I straight to myself.
I ain't
And like
never
I
seen
said,
you
the
do
things
nothing to nobody.
I take accountability whenever I need to take accountability for. If it's something like I should have used better judgment about, I will, say, you know what, I kind of messed up right here. You've heard me say certain things
Mm-hmm.
where I say like, you know what, maybe I shouldn't have said this, maybe I shouldn't have did this or whatever, or trusted this, because some things I have to, look at myself first. I don't never try to just say it's always somebody else's fault. Sometimes I look at me, hey, girl, Mama Nancy's in the house. Shout out to you. And so I always try to, look at me first, and those that know me, like that I've talked to and dealt with, they know I ask, hey, did I do this? Do you think I could have did this differently? Because I'm not sure, even Farmer Nancy can attest to that. So,
I feel like your
but I
intent
have
is never
said
to be
that,
on no fuck shit, even if fuck shit has happened in the past. I feel like your intent is never to purposely be on no F ish with nobody else. You know what I mean? So
right. You're right, Miss B. And it takes people like you to see that. So, and that's why I'm glad that I have people like you around that can see that because I'm like, the hell is going on? Because I don't have that type of stuff in my real life. I promise you I don't. So that's
hmm
why when I come to the internet and have been faced with certain things, I'm like, yo, this is weird. I've never been faced with nothing like this. Now, you always, every now and then, will have people that don't like you for whatever reason or you don't get along with or whatever. That's normal, but it's not a big part of my life. Like, I don't have that every day. You get what I'm saying? So when I experience it on here, it's like, oh my God, what did I? That's why I was telling Homeboy the answer. You might want to be kind of prayerful about doing it because you're stepping into something that you've already dealing with some weird people. So you're gonna have to make sure that this is really what you want to do because you're gonna be faced with some things.
yeah.
But yeah, I Miss B, I was tripping because I'm like, I don't experience this in my real life at all.
And
So it
that
was
lets
just
you know what you
weird
need
to
to know,
me.
right? That lets you know what you need to know right there. Because somebody that's messy
Right,
in their real life is gonna be messy on the internet. It's very rare that somebody that is
right,
messy in their real life gonna do a 360 on the internet. That's so backwards. Even though there is a lot of backwards ass people in
right,
this world. But
right,
you know what it is. Just like anybody that you've had an
right.
issue with knows what it is. And you don't be dragging shit the fuck out either. So,
No, I don't drag stuff out. I'm one of them people, and this is why I've always been a person. I would rather fight than go back and forth. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna be honest with you. When I was growing up and stuff like this, I'm like, look, let's just get this over with. Let's just go ahead and fight. Cause but now since I'm older, I can say what I need to say, whether you like it or not. I don't give a damn. And I'm gonna move on. Now, whether you choose to stay there and keep on dwelling in the BS, that's on you. But you're gonna be doing it by yourself because my
mm-hmm.
time is valuable and my energy is valuable, and I got stuff to do. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? So I don't drag stuff out. And that's why I don't understand the mentality of a lot of people. They drag stuff out for too long. They'll drag stuff out for 2, 3, 4 years. And you're like, are we still talking about this? Are you still trying to go back into the archives? And not only go back into the archives, they'll add shit to it. That's
Mm-hmm.
what baffles and bothers me. Don't add shit to it. Say it for what it was and what the intentions of the person. You know, my intention wasn't to do this or to say that.
Are
And
you
what
trying
I
to get me
said, I
started
didn't say it
on your
like that.
platform?
No, no, I don't even want to go there. But hey,
Okay.
CX. But what I will say,
Because that shit pissed me off.
but yeah, yeah, I know I don't want to get you started on it, but I do want to let you know I appreciate you for seeing things for what they are, not for what people will try to make them out to be.
Yeah.
Because people that's really paying attention, that they might not say anything, but they like, this is some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day.
Yeah.
And a lot of things are bullshit because you're dealing with bullshit people, at the end of the day.
That's a nuisance to the
But
daggone YouTube society.
yeah, like for real,
Like,
like for real.
like, you like a
Yeah,
plague, dog.
yeah, it is. It's like, yo, I can't. That's why I stay in my lane, and that's why I was telling somebody earlier. That's why I keep my limits with people. If I don't know you, if you're trying to get to know me, I I pray about stuff, and I don't really jump in and be like, oh yeah, let me have a conversation with you, or let me email you, let me give you my number. No, I'm not. I don't do that anymore. I'm very
Mhm.
cautious, and if people get offended, I'm sorry.
And
It's
isn't that a
nothing
shame how
intentional.
one or two bad experiences with people on here will completely make you have to change up how you give it up and how you come? And that's a shame. And then it kind of punishes other people that
Yeah,
don't have those intentions. And that's just in real life in general. You know what I mean? Somebody does
right,
something to you and it will change your ways of how you move about. And it's a shame that it even has to be that way because it ain't even that deep. It shouldn't have even have been that deep, you know? And
yeah.
then you
Hey,
can't take
Tanya,
accountability.
but
I hate people that can't take accountability at this age that we
right,
are. Even though we all different ages, but it's still
right,
grown. I would hope ain't nobody underage, you know, on here in the mix.
right, and
And
so
that's just the worst thing. How you
that
can't
that.
take accountability online?
Right. And so that's the reason why, because I've had a few experiences, not just one or two, I've had a few, I had to take accountability on what I was doing wrong. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you start looking, okay, well, what were the decisions that I made that got me into A, B, and C situations? Okay, so I have to take my part and be like, yo, because you were trying to, even though you were trying to have good intentions, you don't know what that other person's intentions were. You don't know what kind of heart that person had. So you have to do a lot of things on, well, why was I trying to be so friendly? Why was I trying to be so helpful? Why, when I saw certain things, didn't I back away from it? When, God was showing me right there, like there was a warning, and I still walked right into the lion's den. So a lot of times you have to look at yourself and see why you made certain decisions. And then once you understand that, you can start understanding what I need to do differently for these situations not to happen.
That's
Right?
true.
So,
I
hey,
just dealt with
Tanya.
something like that at work. At work, this girl, well,
Hmm.
not even girl, this woman, she would show certain behaviors towards other people in certain ways, but she didn't do that to me, so I didn't really pay no mind or whatever.
Hmm.
But you're right, you have to pay it mind because then, when it was my turn, it was kind of like a slap in the face, like egg on the face, like, hold up, I've been nothing but nice to you. Had your back and nobody like you in here and none of that crap. But at the same time, and then my boss even said to me, like, why would you think that whatever it is that you seen her doing to other people, why you thought you was too good for it? And I'm like,
Right. And
I couldn't
and
even
you've
say
heard me
shit.
say this many a But Miss B, you heard me say this many a times. If they'll do it to somebody else on Mad Day, believe me, they'll do it to you when they mad at you. You know what I'm saying? So don't ever think you're too special to get different treatment from somebody, because people will show you who they are. You just have to pay attention. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Just like I will show you who I am. You just have to pay attention. You can't see it for what you want it to be. Go by what you are seeing and go by how another person treats another person. Like, so, I've had some people, like, well, I don't know, Selena, but and I'm like, all I can tell you is if I haven't did it to anybody else that you have seen, then that's what you need to go by. Go by, because we are human beings that go by pattern. So if we
Yep.
go by patterns, then best to believe that I'm going to go by the same routine that I've been going by. Very rarely do we get away from our patterns. We usually stay on what we know, right? And
Yep.
so I would just say that you have to observe people for yourself. Don't go by a lot about what other people say, because you could be hearing it from a person that doesn't like that person for whatever reason. So you can't go by everything a person say, but go by what you see, what they do
Mm-hmm.
to others.
And not everybody
You know what
deserves
I'm
benefit
saying?
of
So
not everybody deserves benefit of the doubt. I had to
no,
learn that too.
that's the other lesson. Yeah, that's the other lesson that I learned as well. Everybody does not deserve your grace. Everybody does not deserve your niceness. I don't give people the benefit of the doubt. If you showing me some weird stuff, some weird behavior, I'm gonna back away from you. And I don't mean no harm, but I'm protecting myself at all costs. So if I see some weird behavior, if I see some inconsistency to the point to where it's a little shaky and I feel like you might eventually turn on me, I'm gonna back away from you. And then don't
Girl,
get mad. Just understand that I'm protecting myself. I could give rat's fat ass about your feelings at the time, because my
girl.
thing is myself. I'm more important to me. So whatever you got going on, hey, it is what it is.
Girl,
It's not, and
I
I
had
don't
to
mean to
learn
be
that.
rude.
I had to learn that. And my boss said to me, "What happened? I thought y'all was but." I said, "Listen, I had my turn. That's all I could say is I had my turn.
And you have your turn. So don't be
And you ain't gonna get
surprised. It
another
is
one.
what it
Shit.
is.
You ain't gonna get a chance
Yeah,
to
you
get
ain't gonna
give
get
me
another
another
one.
turn. Fuck that. And
You
now I
can
treat her
buy
ass like she
you
non-existent. Fuck that.
and that is the best way to treat people. You don't exist to me now. Whether I still exist to you and you want to keep talking about me and still saying stuff, that's on you. That's on you. But I'm not playing with it, because you don't exist to me anymore. And I don't care how much you try to act like you exist to me. You don't exist to me.
No,
I
especially
don't.
when you're
You
you're
don't exist to
intentionally
me.
trying to get me out my body and my place of income. Now I got no, you're bugging. I'm good. You trying to line me up to
So,
have me snap in here, and that's happened to me in the past too.
right.
People know that like if you're. I just did a lot about this. If people know you're a very reactionary person, they get off on that shit, and then you allow yourself to be
Hey,
lined up. You allow yourself to be lined up by
channel.
that.
Do you have a channel, Miss V?
Yeah, but it's a little bootleg struggling one. I just be doing my thing, having fun.
Oh, okay, you ought to put your channel in the chat so if you want, because I understand some people don't want to have your channel. I get that. Yeah, I really do. But if you want people to have, just you always feel free to put your channel in my chat, and let people know about it if that's what you choose. And I understand, like I was telling the answer, I said, yeah, if I was you, I wouldn't let a lot of people know from the sector that you're associated with about it because, like I said, with what comes with it is probably more than what you want. A lot of the negative attention, they say, as long as it's attention, no, no, I don't
No,
want it. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
good.
I don't want it.
Mm-mm.
I'm good. You know what I'm saying?
Like I
So
wouldn't want to be
if
an actor. I would want to be the motherfucker writing the scripts. I
hey,
don't need to be in the forefront.
do none of that. But yeah, life will teach you if you pay attention. Don't try to make it as if, oh, it doesn't exist, or oh, let me give this person the benefit of the doubt. Go go with your first mind. Your first mind will never steer you wrong for the most part. What happens where we make mistakes is when we second guess our first mind and then we find out, well, I was right from the very beginning. You were right from the very beginning, but you second guessed yourself because you want to give people the benefit of the doubt. And to be honest with you, everybody's not worth the benefit of the doubt.
Nope.
They're not.
And that's sad, but it's
And
true.
you'll find that out. Very true. Um, you know, um,
I had to stop giving a fuck about
uh,
other people's plight in life too, cause shit, I got my own plight in life. People use what they go through and what they've been through as an excuse to be an asshole. No, because if that's the case, we all could be assholes. You're not gonna use that you had a rough go at it as an excuse to hand me your ass to kiss. You crazy?
hey, somebody named Costa says, I don't know if you know him, but Ozzy Osbourne is dead. Oh,
Rest in peace, Ozzy.
so he died. Yeah, I used to watch his reality show actually when it was on MTV. So
His son got a cool
I do
behind
know.
show where they talk about like ghosts and stuff like that.
Yeah, I did see that. I forgot what is the station that it was on. Was it on Paranormal or something that it was
Yeah,
on
and it
that
was
I
pretty
saw it
dope.
on? But yeah, I mean, I don't have it, I hope that he's made peace with his creator. That's all I can say. But I did enjoy his reality show because I thought he was very comical, even when he wasn't even trying to. Uh, somebody was saying that he used to be metal what's his metal rock star. He used to back heads off, and I'm like, oh, kind of weird stuff. But he even said that he used to do some real black magic
Hmm.
rituals before their
And drugs are a hell
performances
of a
and stuff
thing
like
too.
that.
He was off drugs heavy.
Yeah,
I hope his
yeah,
wife
he
is
was on
okay because
drugs
I know
heavy.
they was together for a minute.
Yeah, she looked pretty. She looked very old now. I remember one time she looked like, oh, she's walking dead. But I liked her and their relationship because they seemed like, even though they went through a lot, it seemed like they really loved each other and
Because
that
when you know
they
who
were
you marry and you
friends.
know what you're dealing with, something that could look weird to somebody else, that's just a regular Tuesday for you.
Right, right, right. So shout out to Ozzy Osbourne. Like I said, hope that he is resting in peace. God, I don't wish anyone to hell, but well, some people I'm like, Lord,
He
but
gonna
give me
sort
the
them out.
heart. But
What's the Clips album?
yeah,
Let God sort them out, and that he is gonna sort. He gonna sort
yeah,
us all out when we have our
just help
day.
me to forgive and move on. Yeah. So shout out to I guess Cocksucker, which is an interesting name. Thank you for letting me know that. I knew that he was struggling with illness. Like, I don't know if he had cancer or what at one time, but he was struggling with something because he looked pretty ill the last time I saw him. And like I said, his wife looked. But I guess because they are old. Isn't wasn't he in his like 70s?
Hmm. They old as hell. And like I said, most of them rock stars, especially in the era that he was in, they was on them drugs bad. And that can affect your health later on in your life. A lot of people don't realize that when you drink a whole bunch or you doing hard drugs and everything, that affects people's health later on in their life differently. Some people they get taken out while they doing it young. Some people they survive, but then you have underlying health issues later on. Like what I
Right.
forget if it's alcohol induced dementia or something like that people go through that wouldn't have probably had dementia or Alzheimer's beforehand, but if you wasn't an alcoholic most of your life, you know what I mean? All type of stuff.
Hmm.
But
Yeah,
I've seen
that's
people
what
that
happened to one.
I've known people that
Go
had
ahead.
lung cancer and never smoked a day in their life, but they were old and they lived in a time where you heated your house by a certain way that would affect your
Smoke.
health, but they
Yeah.
didn't know it back then. And you got
Right.
all that
I
stuff in your
think that
body.
I think that a lot of things in this environment has caused a lot of the cancers, the food we eat, the things we drink, a lot of this, the water, everything. It's been inducing a lot of illnesses on people and society. And I do think that sometimes the powers that be put a lot of things in our foods and drinks and air that is causing a lot of these illnesses. Now,
Yeah,
that is just
big
my
pharma
opinion.
is a money making company. That's why you ever notice these medicines that they peddle to us. They have the commercials, and then at the end they go over all the side effects fast as hell. And it's like, damn, it's like a never ending wheel. I'm taking this for that, but then it might cause this, and then I gotta take something out for that. That's why I said I think they got Dr. Sebi out the way. I don't think he died from natural causes because I think he was really trying to teach people how you can take care of your body the natural way and what you can eat and everything. And it's so funny. I'm not even gonna go into it,
Hmm.
but around the time that he died, Nipsey Hussle was working on a documentary with Dr. Sebi about this.
Yeah,
Or
I
not
heard
with or
about that
about
too.
I think not with Dr. Sebi, but I think about Dr. Sebi because I think Dr. Sebi passed before Nipsey. I don't remember. But they don't want big pharma don't want us. That's why a lot of the foods that we sell in this country is illegal in other countries because it's not healthy for
Oh,
us.
okay.
You got
Like
dyes in the food
what?
that can
Can
give
you?
our like for example, like if you go to Mexico and get Coca-Cola, it's gonna taste differently. It's gonna have different ingredients in it. It's not gonna have all that bad stuff. It's still sold in a glass bottle, if I'm not mistaken. Certain stuff that has certain dyes in it that can cause our kids to have Alzheimer's. You know what I mean? That they still sell to us.
Hmm.
A lot of this stuff, I don't have the list in front
Right.
of me, but that's interesting research to go down a rabbit hole in because it's crazy, you know? So the same reason why organic food is way more expensive than regular food because it has a shorter shelf life because it doesn't have all them extra preservatives in it to stay on the shelf longer. That's why Kroger's and Whole Foods and stuff like
Right.
that and Wegmans are more money than a regular grocery store, and it shouldn't even be that way.
Right. And that's why, a lot of the people feel like they can't eat healthy because it's so much more expensive at Sprouts and at what is it called? Whole Foods because it's so much more expensive than going to Aldi's or going to Tom Thumb and stuff like that because
Hmm.
most of everything at Sprouts or Farmers Market is either organic, or something like that. It's more natural. So
Yep.
that's why you get a lot of these people don't go there because they can't afford it. But some of
Right.
these people that have all this money on these food stamps, instead of you going all in here and buying all those cereals for your children and all that
Are you
the
selling them?
the little Debbie's and go and use that money and go to Sprouts because I don't know. I know some people that well I've heard of some people that have had like, $500 to $1,000 on their food stamp card. I don't even understand. Why are you giving somebody? I don't know. But anyway, I remember, uh,
That ain't put an
I feel
application
like
in a
why?
long time nowheres.
Well, I remember when the first time Trump had ran, became president, the first time he won. He was really helping people a lot out because hell, I even applied. I got some food stamps, but thinking of myself, back then, so that's when his first run, when he came in and he was really helping people. Now, then when Biden came in, that kind of dried up, because he started cutting things off. Now Trump is like, now let me cut some of this stuff off. And then now it's where you can't even get some of these people that had these food stamps cards, they can't even get the chips and all of the snacks
Uh-huh.
that they used
Yeah,
to
they
get
put
the
a stop
last
to
time,
it.
which is yeah, which is good. They need to buy fruit and things like that. But see,
I think
most
they
of these
tried to
folks
do that when
they
Obama was president because Michelle Obama had a thing that she was doing to
oh,
try to
okay.
make kids healthier. I didn't mean to cut you off. My bad. I got work on that girl. You know I talk too
Mhm.
much. But I
Yeah, I
remember I
know.
was mad in school that she did that shit because I'm like, damn, now they done took all the good shit out of here. I got money for the vending machine. What the fuck is this shit? You know what I mean? But when you a kid, you don't know no
Mhm.
better. You know what I mean? And I think that that's something that they would
Right.
have tried to do. Because you're definitely trying to get kids to be healthy. They don't even do like how they eat. First of all, kids don't even really watch TV anymore. They just be in their phones. But I remember when they used to have, I think it was on Nickelodeon, a certain time of the day where that shit would just be an orange ass square. Go take your ass outside and play.
Right. And then my little baby nephews, I'm sorry, I'm eating too. They get on that iPad, they just lose all focus. They focusing, they just 2, 3, 4 years old and looking at the iPad. And they get mad when the internet is down. Like I had my little baby, my nephew, one of them, he's I think just 6, 5 or 6. I forget. It's so many of them. But anyway, he was looking at the his iPad. Then the internet went down wherever we were, where we were. And honey, he had a fit, started crying. He was and I'm like, see,
these,
back in
these
the
kids
day,
will
we
try
would
to
be
ask you to turn
outside.
your Wi-Fi off for them. Like what?
And then he started crying, having a whole temper tantrum because that Wi-Fi, and his daddy had to get on to him. But he had a whole temper tantrum about that Wi-Fi not being on. He was like mad because he couldn't get on there and play on his game or whatever he was doing on that thing. Then
Mm-hmm.
I have one little baby nephew. He's so smart. He'll get on there. You don't even know he's recording you. And then my cousin had found out he had a whole internet. He had a whole YouTube channel on, like he was doing videos on her channel. Like, and he's only 5. So I don't know. Like I said, these kids are really smart, but they don't know how to go and really just play and have fun. Like back when we were coming up, like we would go outside. I
And
was
they're not
so
made
much,
to either.
uh,
We was made to. That wasn't no
yeah,
option. And
right.
it's,
Like no,
and
like
if you
we
came
had to
in
get
too
out
many
there.
times to use the bathroom, then the parents gonna start acting like you ain't supposed to be able to use it. I had to tell my mom one day, like, look, I can't just go pee outside like my brothers, and they ain't even supposed to be doing that. I gotta come inside.
Mm,
Sorry. And she like, well, shut my
right.
door. Why
And
you doing it?
so
Why you leave my door open?
That's exactly what I used to hear. Like, keep that door closed, letting all these flies and stuff in here.
And all
But
that good
yeah, so
air
it's
out.
like, and honey, you wouldn't believe it. But back in the day, I used to be a tomboy when I was a girl. Well, I said when I was a girl. Thank God I'm a girl. Yeah, I have to say that again. Biologically, I'm a girl. But when I was young, I used to be a tomboy. You wouldn't believe it. But I still like girly things. I still like the makeup, the nail polish, and the dolls, the Barbie dolls. I had all types of Barbie dolls and Ken dolls, and I had Barbie doll houses. And but I love going outside, climbing up trees and going out. And my grandparents, they had a dirt road. I would go up the dirt road with my bike. I mean, I enjoyed myself when I was
Hmm.
a little girl. I spent a lot of time outside. I was a little caramel, real caramel back then because I stayed my tail outside and had fun. But I just
Look,
think
girl,
about how these
they don't
kids,
even sell skort. They don't even sell skorts no more. You find a cute skort.
Oh, really?
outfit for your kid. Listen, it's hard, and I got my middle daughter is like that. She a girly girl, but she a tomboy at the same time. So I be trying to find little cute skirts, and I can't find them. It's rare because they be ugly as hell. They ain't nothing cute. You know what I mean? So then you just put shorts under the skirt if you want to wear a skirt, because I know she's gonna want to try to go do a cartwheel or some shit in the same breath.
Hmm. Hmm. I used
Call
to
it a
play
day.
basketball too.
You know.
Can you believe it?
She's a
Before
gamer.
I
She
started
likes
to
to play
develop,
the game because she want to be like her dad. That's the one that be asking me to turn my Wi-Fi off. I'm not turning my Wi-Fi off for no kid. You better figure that shit out.
yeah, 'cause, before I started developing my own basketballs up at the front, I used to be flat chest. I used to look. I used to enjoy playing basketball outside and stuff like that, and with my friends, or sometimes I just be shooting by myself, you know, and
You
having
gonna
a
make
good
me go and
time,
get?
you know.
You gonna make me take it old school and go find two long ass extension cords and make my kids come outside and double dutch with me? They gonna be like looking at me like, what the fuck?
What state are you in? You don't have to tell me exactly where you are, but
Huh?
if you don't mind.
What'd you say?
Like, are you in the city? I said, what state are you in? If you don't mind telling me, like,
It's like
what
a.
are you
It's
in the
like
city? Or are
it's
you in the
like
country?
it's like city country. It's weird. Call
So
it the
you're in the
Pines.
suburbs.
Something like that, but it's
Okay,
also like a city area too. It's weird. It's weird as hell. Because if you don't drive, you
okay.
assed out.
Because they
The
don't
way
have public transportation.
they do, but it's like every 2 hours type of situation. You better figure that shit out. And not all the stops are, depending on where you live. Not all the stops are right there. But if you gotta get
Yeah,
around, you're gonna
that's
figure
crazy.
that shit out.
That's crazy. Let me read some of these comments because I'm just talking and eating. Um, Randy said, I forgot what Randy had put out here. He was saying something. Okay, I don't see Randy's comment. Okay. You said Ozzy Osbourne passed away. I was a fan of his music. I haven't heard that. I got to do some research. Hmm. I, I hope I ain't saying something that's not true. You said I was playing real football with no pads out on the field, no internet, just TV. When I was young, only doctors and rich people have beepers. Oh, back in the day, beepers. That was out what in the 80s, late 80s or something. I remember Nickelodeon. Hmm. First one cable show came out with Nickelodeon. I used took off oh it was took off the air at 8 p.m. No Nick at Night.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I said, it's a lot of stuff that's going on that's totally different, and that's why these kids are so jacked up.
You can't even tell
Because
somebody about their kids no more because they be ready to fight. And back in the day,
oh
if
hell yeah,
somebody told you,
no,
told your mom about you, that's embarrassing. Now you about to get your ass whooped 2 times just because somebody had to come to me and tell me something about you. But they be ready to fight you for telling you that your kid is out here acting like a fucking fool.
that's why I had this one little boy. He's a freaking weirdo. He wasn't in my class, but he was in fourth grade. He wasn't in special ed. He probably needed to be because that boy was a strange little boy. He would just watch me. And he said something very I'm not gonna go into the comment that he said, but he said something very sexual towards me. And I said, "What did you say?" I didn't say anything. And then he started crying. And then his friend, well, the little boy that next to us he said such and such. That was him that said that. But he tried to put it on the little boy that was next to him, one of the classmates. And I had to tell him, don't ever talk to me like that again. He wasn't even in my class. And I told his teacher. And then I also told the principal and the assistant principal. Well, then the mother came back and she's a young mother too. She came back and to the school the next day, and so he went and lied and said I called him ugly. Okay. And I'm like, what? So the principal was just asking me. She said, Miss Williams. Oh, let me not say I understand my name, but you know, Miss Selena, um, um, we know you didn't say this, and we just want to talk, just let you know what was going on. The mother was kind of upset saying that you called her son ugly, even though we did inform her of what the child said to you on the other day. I said, well, I'm gonna just say this. I would never call a child ugly to their face. I probably shouldn't have said that. But I said I'm very professional. I know how to carry myself. I said there's just some things that I would not say or do because of my profession, and they understood that. But they had to go back and they had to tell the mother, that this did not happen. Well, the little boy would still try to harass me. He would still be saying things about me. He was just infatuated with me. But then I don't know what was going on with that little kid. I'm like, you're too young for the things that you are saying and doing. He was and very manipulative, and his
Yeah,
mother believed
a
everything that
little
he said.
sociopath in training is what it sounds like, and that's
Yes,
scary when it's not
that's
nipped in the bud early
yeah.
on.
Way, I understand little boys, them being curious about, girls' bodies or women's bodies. I just thought that was really interesting that he felt like, and he said it where he didn't think I heard him. I have very good hearing, so I can hear when kids are mumbling under their breath and they're saying something. Because I was just getting my kids from the gym, they were at PE, and then he had said something, about my body and stuff. And I was like, what did you say, little boy? You know, so I had to, I went through I had to stay away from that kid because that kid was, like I said, he was just a real weirdo. He was all, I would have other teachers like, oh, this little boy, he's just staring at you. I'm like, yeah, he's weird. He is a weirdo. And so I said, she's a single black mother, and she probably just let him wreak havoc. Like I said, she believed everything he said. That's what's wrong about some of these kids. Their parents believe everything that they say, what they spoil ass.
Yeah,
And
and
your child is not an angel.
I ain't never been one of them parents because you learn real quick not to be that way, not to be the not my child. And if I drop down, it's because my phone's dying. Um, because you'll end up real quick with egg on your face. Now I tell my kid the same thing my mom
Hmm.
told me. You tell me the truth, what's going on, I'm gonna go to bat for you. But what you're not gonna do is have me looking stupid. So if you did something, say what you did. So when I go in there, I'm not, being surprised by no shit. If you said something, say what you said. And your job, you're not here to
Right,
be going. My mom told me straight up because I got a mouth. You're not here to be going back and forth with no teacher. You got a mom, and
right,
they can't suspend me
right,
or write me up. You know what I mean?
right.
And listen, them teachers
Hmm.
couldn't stand me because, bitch, I know my rights. I'm about to call my mom. I'm gonna write this down, and as soon as I get home, I'm telling her, and you gonna deal with her ass. I'm not about to sit here and go back and forth.
Right. And then, like I said, you gotta, and as parents, y'all do have to understand too, your child, though, I'll say it again, your child is not an angel. And so you have to look at it like, okay, let me not just go in there on attack mode because, Mama Bear comes out. I get it. Even though I'm not a mother yet, I understand. I'm like that about my nephew and nieces. So
I'm
I
gonna
can
go to jail.
imagine if I
I'm gonna
have a
get to the
child,
bottom
I'm
of it.
gonna,
And if I find out you lying, your ass is
yeah.
scratched.
Your phone is breaking up, Miss V. Your phone is breaking up. You might have to drop down and come back up. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, X, he sure was a straight up little freak. I don't know what was wrong with that little boy. He was a weirdo. Always watching me. Um, he was worse than a creepy man. But yeah, these kids, you have to understand that, sometimes the teachers are not wrong. Sometimes your child has not, they're doing what they want to do. They haven't took everything you taught them at home. But when they come to school, they might be a different person when they come to school. We were like that when we were growing up. We know better. Certain things we know our parents would get us. Well, I know I couldn't go too far, but I may every now and then try to, test the waters, but I knew how far to go too. But some of these kids, they a total different person. They at home, yes ma'am, no sir, yes sir. Then when they get to school, they cussing and they cussing and acting a fool. The teacher tell them something, they talking back. They doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So don't ever think your kids is angels either, because some of these parents want to go in on the teachers and administration, and your kid is a whole demon. So you better check things out before you start going off on folks. And I get it, about being a mama bear or being protective over your people, but goodness, you're gonna have to chill out. Everything is not what it seems to be. But hopefully Miss B will come back up. I enjoyed Miss V. Miss V is always she be talking though, but she be having a lot of great things to say. You ladies are very enticing. How can any man help it? What's the help that? Oh, okay. Hey, Drip. Hey, Drip. How are you? Good to see you. But I'm about to get off this. I'm about to get off this live stream. We ain't talking about nothing. I just wanted to make sure that you guys. I did Selena's couch. So anybody that wants to come up, I don't know why this crazy woman outside yelling and screaming. Oh Lord, I wish y'all could hear it for yourself. These people crazy. The heat bringing the demons out of these folks. She out there screaming at her kids. She needs to scream at herself. A lot of these folks, some of these parents, I guess some of them doing the best they can. But like I was telling you guys about, I have a neighbor talk about ghetto fabulous. And some people are doing the best that they can. I try not to be judgmental of anybody, but you living a life in front of your child. Hey KD, you living a life in front of your child, and your child see a different man every year. You got a problem. It's a problem. Okay, we got a problem, Houston. And then when your daughter is 14 years old and she gets pregnant at 14 years old, she doesn't respect authority. There's been times that I've asked them not to do certain things, and the daughter continues to do them. And I have to report it. I'm not a black Karen, but if you out of order, I will put you back in order. And I will try to do it in a way where I'm going with protocol. Um, and I just see a lot of the times parents out here, you got to live up, be an example to your children. Now we can't always get our children to do what we want them to do or what we taught them to do, the right things. But you have to also be a living example in front of your children. And then some of these parents want to wonder why their kid act this way, why their kid. Your child is pregnant at 14 years old because you are neglecting her by thinking about being with a man every time you turn around. Like I said, you have this woman has had a man. I'm telling you her business because I ain't telling mine. 309, I'm about to get off, okay? So you probably have to come back on my next live, okay? My next live stream. I'm about to get off, okay? I'm just telling this story and then I'm gonna get off. But anyway, yeah, I'm about to get off, but I want to say this because some of the times y'all blame these kids, but some of these parents, you out of line. You having a different man every year. It ain't none of my business, but your daughter's looking at that. And so she's looking at how you live in your life. And that goes for the daddies too. You daddies, y'all do things and you don't think your daughters, your sons are paying attention. They're paying attention to everything you do. Remember, the first teacher of every child is their mother and their father. So what they see what they observe and how you live your life, your child is paying attention, you know. So you guys be blessed. Love y'all to Reese's Pieces. And yeah, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Selena.
It's a vibe, baby. Oak Cliff girl. Can't make you change my world. Damn, you're so fine, girl. Oak Cliff girl. Put them heels on and rule my
Welcome to
world.
Selena's Couch, where you are welcome to be free to be yourself. So you can lay your head on my couch, on my pillows.
It's all good, we can do whatever we wanna do now. I'm in my bag right now, and I got a feeling, babe, yeah. You're gonna be my number one lover. Spend the night making love to each other, with the lights on top of the covers. Just me and you, babe. And I feel like you're my
Love you to Reese's Pieces.
Get you a word. Nana nana boo boo.